And now I'd like to introduce someone who is doing the right thing. Our first presenter of the evening is CEO and Chairman of American Express. He was named one of America's best leaders by U.S. News & World Report, and he has helped American Express rise into the top 12 companies rated by Diversity, Inc. He serves on numerous corporate and nonprofit boards, including IBM, the Arthur Ashe Institute for Urban Health, the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University, as well as the Partnership for New York City. Well, I don't know how he has time to get into American Express. And he, too, as you can see, is a man who is making a difference. It's a true honor to have him with us tonight. Please welcome Ken Chenault. Thank you, Ken. Lovely. So nice to meet you this way. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda, for those very kind words. I must tell you that this week was my mother's 97th birthday. And I really credit my mother tremendously by really imbuing in me a very strong belief, because she would say it to me all the time, is that I can do anything a man can do. And she really meant it. And so I told her that I was going to be at this event this evening. And I said, this is an event, Mom, that really honors women. And women have made so many advances. And she said to me, that's great, Ken, but they need to have so many more of these events. So let me just say it is a true pleasure for me to be here tonight, because this evening I get to recognize Ed Gilligan, my colleague, my friend, and someone who I admire greatly, and all on behalf of the National Council for Research on Women. Now, coming up with my remarks for tonight's event was actually a pretty easy assignment, because as you'll see, Ed's many accomplishments in this area stand firmly on their own and need no embellishment from me. I've known Ed for over 25 years, and I know very well that he is truly deserving of tonight's honor. Ed's current position is Vice Chairman of American Express, and this provides him with a platform for making a substantial difference in the opportunities for women and for all of our diverse talent across the company. But Ed has been a leader in this area long before he reached his current position. You see, Ed began his career at American Express as a temp while he was still in school at NYU. This was over 30 years ago. He was, of course, a youngster back then, he tells me, not the refined, sophisticated business executive we all see and know today. Now, Ed has come a long way, not just by working his way up the steps of the corporate ladder, but earning his way to greater responsibility based on his intelligence, judgment, and ability to drive results. These are all necessary skills for success. But one of Ed's greatest assets is his ability as a people leader. This wasn't an ability he had to learn. Obviously, he improved tremendously, but Ed was born with this gift, and it is core to the reason why he is receiving this honor tonight. Because an essential element of leadership is the development of people, providing them with opportunities to challenge their abilities, supporting their needs, being a coach, a cheerleader, and a scout, all in one. Ed's success as a people leader has been key to his career success. And as he took on greater responsibilities for the company, his commitment to people, to women in particular, remained a priority. As a business leader, Ed knows it's important to hear different perspectives, different ways of looking at problems, solutions, and opportunities. That is why he's volunteered to lead a number of key initiatives for our women executives, to make sure that different voices are heard. He serves as our company's executive champion for diversity, ensuring that there is leadership accountability for diversity results around the globe, as well as serving as the executive sponsor for our Women in the Pipeline and Women at the Top initiatives. As part of these initiatives, he supported our investment in research to the effects of sponsorship on career advancement and retention in partnership with the Center for Work-Life Policy, as well as further research on this topic in partnership with Catalyst. Each of these initiatives have had a substantial cumulative impact on our leadership ranks, as we've now doubled the percentage of women at our most senior levels. These tangible outcomes, thank you. These tangible outcomes are important, of course, but Ed's greatest contribution is the standard he sets for the organization. He is a role model, he talks the talk and walks the walk. He has one of the most diverse leadership teams across our company and holds others accountable for developing talent and valuing different styles, insights, and perspectives. This is just one of the traits that makes Ed a successful leader. Ed passionately believes in ensuring that women at American Express have not only the opportunity, but the support and sponsorship to be successful and to achieve their desired career objectives. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the National Council for Research on Women, it is my honor this evening to recognize my friend and colleague, Ed Gilligan.
Wow, I wish my mother would have heard that. She still doesn't believe it herself. She knows I have a job, something to do with travel at American Express, because she always asks me to get her a discount on a cruise. So, but thank you, Ken. I've got a couple of minutes just to share some thoughts, but the headline here, and I don't want to be guilty of burying the headline. If any good I'm doing, it's because Ken has enabled me to make success here. He expects it, he sets a high bar, and he creates an environment where me and a number of other people can really make a change. And he expects it, but he makes it happen. And thank you, Linda, and members of the National Council on Research for Women for this great honor. Of course, I do also want to thank a couple of American Express people, namely Carrie Pereno, our Chief Diversity Officer, and Gabby Giglio, our Senior Vice President of Human Resources at American Express. We work as a team. This achievement is their achievement as much as mine, actually more so. So I want to thank Gabby and Carrie for their incredible work. And I have to say, when I heard about this award, I did have mixed feelings. I am thrilled to be honored. But at the same time, I wondered, am I worthy? Have I really done enough to make a difference and receive this award? So I do realize that a lot has happened, and I have helped the cause. And I feel very much like I am starting to make a difference to do the right thing here. I also see that there's much more to be done for women at American Express and in our communities, but I am truly honored to be in a leadership position and work for a company that encourages me to do more. So I'll gladly accept this great honor. I have been at American Express, as Ken said, for 30 years, which is a lifetime. But I am relieved that this isn't a Lifetime Achievement Award. In my mind, It's an award that recognizes real progress and sets the bar for what is yet to come. So you're holding me accountable to do more. So 30 years ago, I just started working as a part-time employee at Amex, as Ken does, and he normally steals my thunder as a temp, and he's welcome to do so. But I was a junior at New York University, not too far from here, and I saw a job posting in the cafeteria for someone to help for 2 weeks to help with year-end accounting. I knew nothing about accounting, but I knew a good company when I saw one. So I managed to get that temp assignment and turn it into a part-time job and then a full-time job, and 30 years later, I find myself in this incredible position. But you know, taking that first step wasn't easy, and I'm really glad it worked out. But the last 30 years wasn't about me and doing it by myself. I needed sponsors to make it happen. And I had a number of sponsors over my career, most importantly, the last 15 years working with Ken. But you need someone to help remove roadblocks, and someone who values you when others may underestimate you or not listen. And someone who's willing to put their own equity behind me to make stuff happen. And I realized that when I look back, that this, yeah, sometimes it's luck and it's definitely hard work, but it's other people taking a stand for you at critical points in your career. And as I thought about it, I realized now's my time to pay that back. And I'm really happy to be part of this effort to make a difference. And I have been asked a few times what motivates me to focus on advancing women, so I thought I'd share a few thoughts. So I am motivated to make a difference. And motivation starts by being surrounded by smart, highly capable women. And most importantly, this starts with my wife, Lisa, who would expect no less from me than to do this. So thank you. And when, starting as a temp, and you see a lot as your career progresses, and I can say I've experienced exclusion, and I've seen firsthand the downward spiral that occurs when someone believes that they are being excluded, or feeling ignored, or being taken for granted, or not having hope. So this motivates me a lot to try to make a difference and to help. And I'm a big believer in the service profit chain, which we try to live at American Express, which means you strive for exceptional shareholder performance, but you only get that by having loyal customers. And when you're in a business like we're in, the only way you get loyal customers is by having a highly engaged group of people working for you. So helping women advance is clearly a big driver of engagement of our people, and this will make the company more successful. So it's not just the right thing to do, it's an essential thing to do. I also care deeply about equality and a level playing field, and I know that to achieve this, you have to look and reach out to help ensure that everyone has a fair chance to succeed. It doesn't happen by itself. And I believe in a big way that diverse ideas and diverse people lead to better decisions, and that there's a big business opportunity for American Express to increase our number of female customers and to diversify our customer base. So it's completely connected to our strategy to grow this business. So lastly, while this is not a Lifetime Achievement Award, I do think a lot about my legacy, at least every now and then. But I know I want my legacy to be recounted by people that I have been able to help in some small way or another. I'd rather that be my legacy, of people thinking about that, yeah, maybe I was able to help them a little bit, and now maybe it's their turn to pay that forward. So that's what I think about when I think about legacy, and why I'm motivated to try to make a difference. And I know if we're successful, American Express will be a high-growth, healthier, more successful company. And I look forward to this, and I look forward to this journey that we're on. And I'm committed to make the women we've placed in these senior jobs successful. I cannot succeed unless they succeed. And these women have work to do as well when they're ready to work with me to get the next generation of women to senior management roles. And I'm counting on them to help transform this next generation of leadership, and maybe make it a little bit easy for my two daughters when they enter the workplace, American Express or not. But let me just end by thanking you all again for this great award. It's deeply appreciated. Right.